Welcome, Zorana.
Thank you, Sherry. It's my first talk, so. I'm currently experiencing what stage fright feels like in my body. My hands are cold and shaking, and my heart is beating about a foot out of my chest. Can you see it? But this fear, this anxiety, and this exact feeling stopped me from living my fullest life for a very long time. So I avoided it. I avoided growth. I avoided being tested. I avoided being seen and being heard. I did everything I could to avoid feeling this discomfort in my body. Living with anxiety unconsciously shaped every decision in my life. It was one of the reasons I chose to elope almost 10 years ago. The day was perfect, and I don't regret it. But at the time, the idea of standing in front of people felt unbearable. And later, at my baby shower, I had to ask a dear friend to speak for me. In a room full of people who loved me, my body felt like fleeing. Avoiding this feeling and playing small never protected me. Avoiding it broke me, literally. I was diagnosed with anxiety when I was 14. Nobody really knew what anxiety was back then. I just thought something was wrong with me. At 15, I broke my tailbone, and all that fear and anxiety, with nowhere to go, got trapped in my body. And that injury turned into chronic pain that stayed with me for what I thought would be the rest of my life. I felt so broken at such a young age. My life revolved around pain management appointments and for years. And then my daughter was born right in the middle of COVID. With heightened anxiety, uncertainty, and fear, that pain spread throughout my body like wildfire. You know that deep body ache that you feel when you have the flu? That's what it felt like, except it wouldn't go away. For months and months. The pain consumed my mind. I was completely burnt out with no patience left for my babies. I thought this was the end of me. Every test came back normal, and I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia. I didn't know what that was, but the doctor told me it was a nervous system disorder and that there was nothing I could do. People live with it for years, sometimes a lifetime. So come back when you want the pain meds. I felt hopeless and desperate for real help. Already exhausted with 15 years of chronic tailbone pain and trying every option the medical system had to offer, I remember thinking, if my body was speaking this loud, there had to be a reason. It was time to take things into my own hands. It was do or die. This was my rock bottom. This was my awakening. That's when I went down every rabbit hole the nervous system research took me down. The breadcrumbs led me to discover the power of the subconscious mind, how it functions, how energy moves through the body, and how deeply it affects our health. I began to understand that healing is about feeling safe in the body, that the real medicine I was searching for was found in ancient wisdom, proper nourishment, slowing way down, regulating and releasing stored emotions. Yes, feeling it all. Not long after that, the pain began to dissipate. The full body ache released, and the tailbone pain went with it. My vision even corrected, and I stopped needing to wear glasses. I felt like I had been given a brand new body, a new life. And through that guidance, my faith was born. What I discovered was that our nervous system had one primary job: to keep us safe. Not happy, not healthy, safe. Our subconscious mind is shaped early, between development in the womb and age 7. We quietly absorb the energy and environment around us. And at that age, we don't learn through logic, we learn through experience. So all those years of test anxiety, social anxiety, and panic attacks weren't because something was wrong with me. It was my nervous system, stuck in survival mode, still bracing for war. See, my family fled the war in Yugoslavia when I was just 2 years old. And we came here to Edmonton with not much support and a language barrier. We struggled. We left the war, but the war never left us. My body learned early on that life was dangerous, to stay alert, hypervigilant, always scanning for threat. Discovering this information changed my entire life. I realized I had been safe all along. So I started teaching my body safety through regulation and expansion, just like this. Turning all that pain into purpose, I now guide others to do the same. A little while back, during a meditation, I had a download that sounded like The Maury Show. Who remembers The Maury Show? The lie detector test determined that was a lie. Well, your nervous system works the same way. It's the lie detector for what you say you really want and desire. You say you want success, but visibility feels like a threat, so your nervous system determines that's a lie. You say you want more money, but your body associates money with stress. So the nervous system says, that's a lie. You say you want love, but the last time you trusted, it really hurt. So your nervous system says, we're not doing that again. So that's a lie. Not because it's working against you, but because it's trying to protect you. So subconsciously, we go into survival and believe the illogical stories that we once made up to keep ourselves safe. And we avoid or sabotage the very opportunities we say we want. When Sherry first asked me to speak here, my body reacted immediately. My jaw clenched, my body tense, and I began shaking like a scared little dog. My ego told me that this was all dangerous. And suddenly, I felt threatened by her and the opportunity. But that's survival. That's the nervous system ringing the alarm, feeding me illogical beliefs to keep me away from said danger. Thankfully, I had already learned something really important, that opportunities only come when we are ready for them. They don't come to punish us, they come to free us. So with that awareness, I sat with the fear and processed every limiting belief that came up. I realized how silly they all sounded and began finding proof for new beliefs, like the truth that Sherry is definitely not a threat. She's one of the most kind and loving people I know, and that I was indeed safe to share my story up on stage. In identifying those new truths, my body softened. And when we trust the path and surrender, the coolest signs and synchronicities show up. I know this might sound woo-woo, but right as I was responding to Sherry, a blue jay landed on the fence right outside my window. And understanding energy, I knew blue represented the throat chakra, speaking your truth and authentic expression. And I knew then that this opportunity was my divine appointment. Fear stopped me for a long time, but now I let faith guide me. And I promise you, if I can do this, so can you. And I go deeper into this work at my very first workshop on March 29th called Embody Your Vision. It's more than just vision boarding, it's nervous system regulation meets manifestation. So you can learn how to actually hold your dreams too. So come see me after if you're interested. I have a discount for you. Thank you so much to everyone. Thank you, Sherry, for this opportunity. Thank you, everyone who showed up for me today. And thank you, God, for guiding me. Thank you.